We're going to be working on exercise 18-13, activity-based costing and product cost distortion. Digital Storage Concept, Inc. is considering a change to activity-based product costing. The company produces two products, cell phones and tablet PCs, in a single production department. The production department is estimated to require 3,750 direct labor hours. The total indirect labor is budgeted to be $375,000. Time records from indirect labor employees revealed that they spent 40% of their time setting up production runs and 60% of their time supporting actual production. The following information about cell phones and tablet PCs was determined from the corporate records. Number of setups for cell phones was 600. Direct labor hours for cell phones was 1,875, and the number of units was 93,750. The number of setups for the tablets was 1,400. The direct labor hours was 1,875, and the units was 93,750. The total for the number of setups was 2,000. The total direct labor hours was 3,750. And for the units, it was 187,500. So what we have to do is A, determine the indirect labor cost per unit allocated to cell phones and tablet PCs under a single plant-wide factory overhead rate system using the direct labor hours as the allocation base. B, determine the budgeted activity costs and activity rates for the indirect labor unit under activity-based costing. Assume two activities, one for setup and the other for production support. C, determine the activity cost per unit and indirect labor allocated to each product under activity-based costing. And D, why are the per unit allocated costs in A different from the per unit activity cost assigned to products in C? So for letter A, we're going to be transferring the numbers that they gave us in the problem. So for indirect labor, we're going to get that indirect labor is budgeted to be $375,000. So we're going to put $375,000. The plant-wide allocation base, they told us was going to be the direct labor hours, so 3,750, and we have to divide those. So we're going to get 375, and we're going to divide 3,750, and we're going to get 100. So our single plant-wide rate is going to be 100 per direct labor hours. For the cell phones, we end up getting direct labor hours of 1,875, and it is the same for the tablet, so 1,875. And then the plant-wide rate is going to be 100. The indirect labor cost is going to be, so the 1,875, and we're going to multiply that by the 100, and we're going to get 1,875 like that, and we're going to get it for the same. Okay, and then the number of units are 93,750 for both. So we're going to put that over here, 93,750, 93,750. So we're going to divide the number that we just got, divide that by 93,750, and we're going to get $2 per unit for both. So that was the answer for A. Next, B asks us to determine the budgeted activity costs and activity rates for the indirect labor under activity-based costing. Assume two activities, one for setup and the other for production. So if we go back, it tells us that 40% of their time was spent setting up and the other 60% was supporting actual production. So we're going to divide the indirect labor, so indirect labor, we're going to divide that into 40%, and 60%. That's going to be 375 divided into those numbers. So 40%, so that's going to be for the setup. And the 60% is going to be for the actual production. So 375, and we're going to multiply that by the 40%. So, 0.4, like that. And that's going to be 1, 5. And then for the 60%, it's going to be 225, like so. So we're going to get the numbers that we just got. We're going to put them on 150, 225, and then the activity base is going to end up being the total number of setups over here. So that's going to be 2,000. And for the production support, the direct labor hours, so the total direct labor hours was 3,750. When we divide those, we get divided by 2,000. So for the setups, it's 75, and for the we end up getting 60. Next, for the letter C, it says determine the activity cost per unit for indirect labor allocated to each product under activity-based costing. So what we have to do is we're going to see for cell phones, it tells us that the number of setups that they used was 600, and the direct labor hours was 1,875. We're gonna multiply the setup, so 75, and the direct labor hours, that was 60. And when we multiply those across, we end up getting 45,000. And then 1,875 times 60, we end up getting 112,500. When we add those two numbers up, we end up getting 157,500. We end up having to divide that number by the total number of units, so that's 93,750. So divided by 93,750, we end up getting 1.68. Next up, for the tablets, we have the number of setups, that's 1,400. The direct labor hours is like the cell phones, 1,875. We transfer these two numbers, so 75 and 60. And then when we multiply those across, it's 1,400 times 75. We end up getting 105,000, and then 1,875 times 60, 112,500. When we add those two numbers up, we end up getting 217,500. But we have to divide that by the number of units, and as we recall, the 93,750 was for both the tablets and the cell phones. They use the same number of units. So when we divide that number by 93,750, we end up getting $2.32. So for letter C, that is what we get. Now, the last one asks us to D. Why are the per unit allocated costs in A different from the per unit activity costs assigned in products in C? And so what I put was the per unit indirect labor costs in item A are distorted because setup activities is consumed by the product in a different ratio from the direct labor. The activity-based costing method properly allocates the setup related activities so that the tablets receive a larger portion of the setup activity cost. The single rate system allocates the overhead only on the basis of direct labor hours. Since the direct labor hours are equal for each product, the allocated indirect labor will also be equal.